Good evening, everybody, and welcome in here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Coming to you live tonight from the I-55 Speedway in Missouri with the Short Track Rivals Racing IMCA Style Modifieds. Alongside me in the booth is Tim Henderson. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself, bud?
I'm doing fantastic. Glad to be here, bringing you guys another action-packed week of racing here with STRR. Practice is just about wrapping up. Got about a minute and a half here or so left. No surprise to see James Murphy topping the practice charts at a 13:56. Jesse Barnett is number 2 with a 13:58. Brother Jared Murphy is in P3 with a 13:62. P4 is Matt Tejon. I was pronouncing his name wrong the past few weeks, and I apologize for that. Position number 5 is going to be Matt Smith on the speed charts. I know last night they held a practice race, and I went out on track and ran this car. Had a bunch of fun with them, kind of get a feel for it, and figured out that the top and bottom lines here at I-55 are viable, depending on how you feel like working your way around this speedway. Any thoughts heading into tonight, Tim?
I know you just said both lanes are viable, but it looks like everyone, as we're wrapping up practice, is running that right up against that wall.
Yeah, it's the wall, I would say, is definitely a little bit easier to run consistently fast. Up there, you can do the bottom. It's just really, you got to be really careful running down there to run good lap times, but it is viable. So we should see some really good action here tonight at I-55. Practice gets wrapped up. We got the pill draw coming up for these drivers, figure out where they're going to start in their heats. Before we get the heat racing started, anybody in the chat, want to welcome you in, watching on YouTube. Thank you for coming on board, watching us here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Let us know who you're cheering for. Let's get our starting grid here for the first heat of the night. Starting on the pole in the 27 is going to be Dana Burdick. To his outside is going to be the 25 of Colton Gum. Row number 2 is going to be Jesse Barnett in the 93 and Braden Avila in the 24. Row number 3, Lee Penny in the 83, Thomas Levister in the 22. Row number 4, Dusty Roberts in the 23, Chris Cox in the 515. Row number 5, Alan Smith in the 44, Jackson Johnstone in the 21. And that's our final starter in the heat. All right, Dana Burdick. Nice pill draw, a little different paint scheme tonight than what we've seen in previous weeks here in that number 27. Going to lead him to green here in the first heat. I already see this track already starting to slicken up a little bit with the dark spots. We'll see who has success, whether top or bottom, as we get underway here. Remember, first 4 cars are going to transfer directly to the feature event. Green flag is out. Dana Burdick off to a nice lead into turn number 1. Battle is on for third.
Lee Penny struggled on the restart, or the start.
Yeah,
got a little shake up back there.
It looks like they all gathered it in and are all going straight, but it is double file for second and third place positions. The battle's on the racetrack. Jesse Barnett working the inside to his advantage through 3 and 4, almost taking the lead. Like I said, you can do it, you just got to do it just right. Great run through 1 and 2 on the bottom for Barnett, getting around Burdick. Is he going to slide up, run the top? Looks like it here. Barnett, leader. 5 to go in the heat. Burdick's and Cox, and looks like Colton Gum's going to try to run the bottom and follow Barnett through. Maybe all of them move down there. Looks like it.
Wow.
First four
Under
cars.
a blanket for second.
Absolutely. Burdick still trying to work on the top side a little bit, but now settles in the middle and the slick. It's surprising all these guys are, the first few are definitely running the middle and in the slick, so. Two to go already in this first heat of the night. Cox still trying to get below Burdick, just not quite enough there. White flag is out for Barnett. Into 3 and 4 on the bottom. Out of turn number 4. Jesse Barnett, winner, heat number 1. Dana Burdick second, Chris Cox third, and Colton Gum in fourth. Those are your 4 transfers to the feature tonight. Depending on car count, everybody may end up run. So we'll see that in just a few minutes, as we already have the second heat gridding up on the racetrack. Starting lineup for that's going to be Matt Tejon on the pole, Glenn Townsend to his outside in the 123, Chase Dunow in third in the 32, Trevor Doyle in fourth at the 024, Matt Smith in the 13 starting fifth, Jared Murphy in sixth in the number 1 machine, Ryan Howard in the 04 machine starting 7th. A.J. Hunsinger in the 31 starting 8th. Matt Pridgeon in the 001 starting 9th. And shotgun on the heat is going to be James Murphy in the 65. Did see we did have a Jesse Barnett fan out in the chat. Appreciate you cheering on your favorite driver here tonight.
James Murphy has a lot of momentum built up. He is starting in the very last position. Let's see if he can get into a transfer regardless.
Absolutely. Matt Tejon on the gas. Heat number 2 underway here at I-55. Battle is on for third, fourth, 2 and 3 wide. 3 wide with James Murphy back there, trying to make his moves and get towards the front as quick as possible. The 31 Hunsinger bouncing off the wall on the outside. 3 wide into 3.
Still 3 wide.
4 wide. How about it? My goodness. Oh, Hunsinger almost up and over. The 30, I believe that's Matt Smith, into the outside wall. And the right front, I think, is broken on that machine. The left front on the 31 of Hunsinger is having issues. Yeah, and there's a tire bouncing down the backstretch off of Matt Smith's machine. Unfortunate there. Let's go back and get another look at that for everybody watching. See him working out of turn number 4 here. Just really close racing, 3 wide on the front stretch there and nowhere for anybody to go. Hunsinger almost up and over the fence, hard into the outside wall. Matt Smith as well. Both of those cars with pretty big damage here in this heat. I don't know if they'll be able to continue or not. But crazy battling in this second heat. Wow, that was 3, 4 wide there. Crazy. Two by two here for the restart. Matt Smith peeling off down the backstretch, heading into the pit lane. In the hands of Matt Tejon, and he's on the gas, bringing him back to green here in heat number 2.
Oh, James Murphy got up to the outside. Made a lot of contact.
And it's 2 and 3 wide back here still. James Murphy's right in the middle of it. Looking ahead now towards Matt Pridgeon, 32. Chase Dunow on the outside, almost with a run. But we got a battle for the lead here. Glenn Townsend to the inside of Matt Tejon. Working the inside part of the racetrack. Trevor Doyle trying to follow him through there on the inside. The outside sort of prevailing for Matt Tejon there. Out of turn number 4, had a great run.
Looks like Glenn just gets through 1 and 2 so much better than our leader.
White flag in the air here in Heat 2. Matt Tejon with the lead down into 3. Can he hold on here for the Heat 2 win? Out of 4, it's going to be Matt Tejon, Glenn Townsend, Trevor Doyle, and Jared Murphy to your top 4. Pridgeon 5th, James Murphy 6th, 7th Ryan Howard, 8th it's Chase Dunow. It looks like everybody that entered here tonight is not going to have to worry about going home. We got a quick warm-up session here before we get the A feature underway here tonight. Wow, that second heat was packed full of action, Tim.
Yes, it was. Oh, we're going straight to the little warm-up here, to the feature.
Yeah, the car count wasn't enough to warrant having a consolation B main, so all the drivers that entered here tonight is going to get to run in the feature event here at I-55 under the lights, nonetheless. Jesse Barnett just topped the chart. As soon as I say that, Trevor Doyle, top of the board with a 14.32.
Well, Mr. Bentley, I know this was coming. I'm sure you knew this was coming. Who do you have your eye on for the feature for tonight?
I'm kind of looking at that 93 of Jesse Barnett. I liked how he drove it that first heat. But I'm really going to be watching for any driver that's able to make the bottom part of the racetrack work here in this feature. I know it can be done. I'm just curious to see if anybody chooses to use it and to have success running down there. How about you, bud?
I'm gonna throw my hand in there, and I'll go with the number 27 of Dana Burdick. He's been pretty quick all night.
Alrighty. Do you think the top or the bottom side's going to prevail in the feature?
Bottom. I haven't seen enough speed out of the top. The only thing I think the top has right now is the exit. And that's only because they're keeping a much more higher speed throughout the turn to run that high side.
Mm-hmm.
Able to keep the momentum up there, so I don't know. We'll have to see. It might change later in the race, but it's going to have to be bottom for now, I think.
A lot of drivers are working the inside part of the racetrack. Let's go on board here with this will be the 31 of AJ Hunsinger. Here, let's check out how he works around the bottom part of the speedway in this warm-up session. You can just hear on board here the amount of throttle play that is happening on the inside, working the inside part of the speedway. It's almost amazing how much off throttle time there really is as he's trying to make a pass on the 024 of Trevor Doyle, making a slight bit of contact there. Side by side there. Yeah, I'm surprised a lot of people are trying to get that inside to work because there is some grip to be found down there. That's for sure. Checking out the 44 of Alan Smith. Pretty unique paint. I kind of like that design on that machine. Oh, a couple cars up into the outside wall there.
How about we go on board for the last 25 seconds?
Who you want to ride with tonight?
Let's go with the number 21.
Jackson Johnstone on board. All right, here we go. Yeah, he's trying to work the bottom, working the throttle for sure. Wow, listen to the amount of off-throttle time. The warm-up session just getting wrapped up here. All right. All right, let's get a look at the grid here. In heat, or excuse me, not the heats. We are in the A feature tonight here at I-55. And on the pole in the number 93 machine is going to be Jesse Barnett. To the outside is going to be the 313 machine of Matt Tejon. Row number 2, Dana Burdick in the 27, Glenn Townsend in the 123. Row number 3 is going to be the 515, Chris Cox in the 024 of Trevor Doyle. Row 4 is going to be the 25 of Colton Gum and the number 1 machine of Jared Murphy. Row number 5 is going to be Thomas Levisser in the 22 and Matt Pridgeon in the 001. Row 6, Jackson Johnstone in the 21 and James Murphy in the 65. Row 7 is going to be Alan Smith in the 44 and Ryan Howard in the 04. Row 8, Dusty Roberts in the 23 and the 32 of Chase Dunow in the 16th position. 17th, Lee Penny in the 83. 18th, AJ Hunsinger in the 31. 19th, Braden Avila in the 24. And 20th is going to be Matt Smith. And that's your starting lineup here in the A feature for the Short Track Rivals Racing I-55 event. Out of turn 4, the green flag is out here in the feature at I-55. Oh my, sideways for Burdick there into turn number 1, and that jumbles up the field too, 3 wide back there. Everybody's still going straight. Pan through here, battles on everywhere. I think the 27 of Burdick struggling just a bit. He, off the outside wall, went high and lost 3 or 4 spots there. Jesse Barnett out front, followed by Matt Tejon. Glenn Townsend's in 3rd. Jared Murphy's running 4th. Trevor Doyle's going to round out your top 5, and it is a gaggle of cars back there for 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Every part of the racetrack is for sure being used. So far, 4 laps in and green. Oh my! Howard and Chris Cox with contact out of turn number 2. One of them about went up and over.
Still 3 wide with Burdick.
This is a battle around the 10th, 11th, 12th place positions on the racetrack right now.
Wow. Nobody running that bottom. Everyone's in that middle lane or the high lane.
And already, Jesse Barnett's into lap traffic getting around the 83 machine. I believe that's Lee Penny. They putting him a lap down. And Braden Avila did not start the feature tonight. 19 cars on the racetrack. Matt Tejon is running 2nd. Glenn Townsend is running 3rd, and we are spread out a little bit up front. Murphy, Jared Murphy that is, in 4th. Matt Pridgeon in 5th. The next battle on the Speedway, I think, is back there around Dana Burdick still. Him and Chris Cox, Ryan Howard, and Thomas Levister. All 4 cars battling for 9th through 12th on the racetrack. Four wide almost there out of turn number 4 for the 9th place position. How about that? Still check back up front here. Barnett still with about a half a second lead over Matt Tejon.
Slightly starting to pull away.
Glenn Townsend looked like he's moved up towards the top of the racetrack. See if he can make up any time up there. Jared Murphy followed by, well, James Murphy is battling, that would be Matt Pridgeon there, trying to get around him on the outside.
Battle for 15th was just 4 wide. You got one in the outside wall. I didn't see who that was.
Yeah, I still see him back there. I believe that's Lee Penny, and that's going to bring out the yellow flag. Yellow flag is out here at I-55 on lap number 14. Let's see if we can take a look exactly what happened to Lee. Well, he's already on the top side of the racetrack there in turn number 1 and 2. I think he's just trying to stay out of everybody's way. Was definitely slow. The car was, he just kind of wall rode and came to a stop right in the middle of 3 and 4, and that's what brought out the yellow flag. The right front may be hurt on that race car. All right, how about the first 14 laps, Tim?
Action is everywhere. It just every other week that this league is just providing action nonstop.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. And I mean, that was just really good racing for 13, 14 laps. Unfortunate for Lee Penny. Looked like he was struggling a little bit there. Green flags back out. Jesse Barnett on the gas and off into turns 1 and 2. Don't look now, but Jared Murphy working the outside.
Yeah. 3 wide per second. Is he going to get the run off?
Got to be really careful. We've seen 3 wide almost not work like that. Yellow flag. Not sure. I'm going to have to take a look and see exactly what happened. I think it happened towards the back end of the field. Let's see. Might have been in the area of Matt Smith. Take a look and see here. Matt Smith working the bottom. 3 and 4. Oh my. That's not good. Out of turn 4, Matt Smith was kind of letting the car just drift up a little bit. Matt Pridgeon had a run on the outside, and he just hooks him in the right rear. Matt Smith gets turned right at the start-finish line. Hard impact in the outside wall. Him and Pridgeon, and I believe that's Chase Dew now, getting some damage from that accident. That's what brought that yellow flag out. Field already double file back through. That means we're going green this time.
Pace car or truck darts into the pit area.
Back to green we go. I think some of these guys are trying to get up towards the top and get some runs on the outside. Let's see how they fare on this restart.
It looks like James Murphy's got a little damage on the left front. Let's see if that's going to affect him any.
Jesse Barnett, Matt Tejon, Jared Murphy now in the 3rd position. Sole going to be looking for 2nd. Glenn Townsend running right behind him. And James Murphy on the inside part of the racetrack trying to make it work. Oh no, Townsend.
Contact, stacking up. One's around.
And
Not the one car. Jared is all right.
Just really close racing there. I know. I think it all started around Glenn Townsend. It looked like something happened as he was trying to get out of turn number 2 and onto the backstretch there. Let's see if we slow this down just a little bit. Trevor Doyle just had so much more momentum. He carried on the outside and ran right into the back end of Glenn and got him turned around sideways, and it just stacked up a whole bunch of them there exiting turn number 2. Colton Gum with some damage. Townsend and Doyle, like I said before. I think Thomas Levister with some damage. Dana Burdick might have got a piece of that. Ryan Howard as well. Chase Dunow again. Alan Smith checking up. So quite a few cars with some damage from that one. All right, let's see. We got about half of this feature still left to run. Let's see if we get some green flag racing and some really close battles to finish this race out here.
James Murphy will be starting on the outside. He got stuck on the inside last time. Let's see if he can make something happen up there.
Back to green here. And he is working the outside. Remember last week, both brothers finished 1 and 2. Maybe trying to repeat that here tonight. They're both right there.
Wow, what a slider. Oh my. Ryan Howard had to jump out of the gas.
I know, really close battle. Almost 4 wide, a little further back there out of turn 2.
Trevor Doyle made the move to the inside going into 3. He had to, Howard had to jump out of the throttle.
A little further up.
The first 4 to get a little gap there.
A little further up, it looks like James was able to work around his brother Jared. He's now battling Matt for second with a slider of his own through 3 and 4, and he gets second.
Just not there. Not enough for the crossover.
James Murphy to P2. Plenty of laps left to try to get up there and battle Jesse Barnett. Matt Dejon slides back to 3rd. Jared Murphy now looking to the inside, and a big crash on further back in the middle of turns 3 and 4. My, oh my, I just saw that at the top end of the camera shot. Let's see if we can get another look at this. Man, there was almost an incident there with Chris Cox, a bunch of them. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to do that. Hit the wrong button there on the replay. Looks like it happened right in front there. Thomas Levister in the 23 machine got turned around. Burdick was just a bystander, couldn't avoid it. Chris Cox with damage. Matt Smith with more damage as well. Lee Penny gets spun around. Calamity at the back end of the pack. Back up front. Here, I almost thought we were going green. I heard a car accelerating. I think we're going to have another lap of caution because we should have went green right there, I believe. So, in the hands of Jesse Barnett. Green flag's back out, but don't look. James Murphy with a massive run out of turn number 4 and around the outside.
Jared looking to follow his brother James.
Absolutely.
Get that run out of there.
Both of those cars on the outside, and they're making it work.
He's got in the wall.
Yellow flag, yellow flag. I'm not sure where that was. I think it was Lee Penny. Let's get a look at this. Out of turn 2 and down the back.
Made some contact with AJ and Chase.
Do now. Yeah, I think, and it popped a motor too when he hit the outside wall. It's what it sounded like. Bring out our 5th caution here in the feature. But man, James Murphy, power move around the outside there on that last restart to get around Jesse Barnett, who has been really strong in this feature and in his heat earlier this evening. Let's see if he can battle and get back around the number 65 machine here. Got some cars getting the wave around. That's what you hear. And the pace lights are out, so we are going to get the 1 to green this time. Pace lights back on. We're going to get at least 1 more lap of pacing here at I-55 before we go back green. Pace lights are out this time. Let's see if we go green here. Into 3 and 4 in the hands of James Murphy. Back on the throttle and to the green.
He got clear by the time turn 1. That's what he needed.
That is exactly what he needed, just what the doctor ordered, and don't look now, his brother's into 2nd.
Big contact between, I believe that was, no.
Oh, Trevor Doyle almost spun there, out of turn number 2. Wow, 3 wide, 4 wide out of the corner there for a split second.
3 wide going in. Oh, wow, what a move by AJ to avoid the wreck there.
Yeah, that was really scary out of turn number 2, back up front here. Jesse Barnett's battling back on the inside. He's looking the number 1 machine to Jared Murphy here. Caution. Caution on the speedway. Let's see what happened.
Matt Smith in 1. In turn 1.
All right, across the finish line. Let's see exactly what happened. Matt Smith gets down into turn 1. Does he get any help? I believe he does get a little help.
He does get some help from, I believe that's Chase Dunow.
Yes, I believe you are right. 23 of Dusty Roberts with some more contact in that one too. Matt Smith with a little help gets spun. I think we're going to go single. You think we'll go single file here? We're inside 10 laps to go. I think that's what we're going to get.
Hasn't been called yet.
Okay.
We'll see. I believe they're lined up as a single file.
Matt Pridgeon working his way around the pace truck here.
Yeah, we'll be single file for the rest of this race.
That's going to be interesting. Pace truck's off. The Murphy brothers 1 and 2. No surprise here at STRR to see that sight. Green flag back in the air. Doyle and Barnett battling for 3rd out of turn 2. Doyle looking to slide up in front of Barnett. Tejon almost trying to take advantage of that exchange, but Barnett with a crossover of his own and back in front of Doyle. Tejon bouncing off of Levister. Those two cars gather it back.
Driving right there to keep that under control.
Absolutely, because there was sure sheet metal exchanged between those drivers. Yellow flag back out. Taking a look maybe in the area of Lee Penny here. I believe it's similar to the last caution. Lee Penny getting into turn 1 and gets a little help from Chase Dunow and spins him around. Matt Pridgeon with a little damage and Dunow as well. But Lee Penny goes around and brings the caution out once more. One more lap before we get the green flag.
Let's see what James Murphy does on this start. He's going to have to change it up against his brother, Jared.
James accelerates back to the green. A little bit of breathing room to his brother in second. Battle is on behind Levister and Barnett, 4th and 5th. Levister gets the spot. Barnett slots back to 5th. Now Matt Tejon looking to the inside of Barnett for 5th. That battle settles out. Coming to 4 laps to go and 3 wide out of turn 4.
Thomas trying to make that move on Trevor.
Yeah, but looks like Levister and Barnett's both looking to the inside of Doyle. Meanwhile, both Murphy brothers, 1 and 2. 2 laps to go. Excuse me, it's still 3 laps to go. But what a battle we got.
James is in the wall. He opens the door for Jared a little bit.
Now 2 to go. Keep an eye on this battle for the race win here at I-55 between the Murphy brothers. White flag is in the air. Barney's waving the white flag.
Last chance for Jared.
What's he going to do into turn 3? James plays it safe, enters it low. I don't think Jared can do anything about it. Out of turn 4, checkered in the air. James Murphy wins.
Oh, huge wreck behind them.
Oh
Still
my,
wrecking.
cars in the outside wall. I think that was the battle for maybe around 3rd or 4th. Let's go back and try to get a look at that. We didn't get to see it live, so let's see exactly what happened. My goodness.
Oh, what a hard hit for Trevor Doyle.
Remember, both Murphy brothers 1st and 2nd here. This is the battle coming to the line for 3rd in the feature. Levister clips Doyle in the right rear.
Oh.
Tejon goes sideways. Barnett sideways. Here comes Chris Cox, nowhere to go. Blasts into the 24 of Trevor Doyle. My goodness. All of that happening to finish this race out. Big contact there. All right, let's take a quick look at our results here. Winning the race, just like 1 week ago, that'd be the 65 machine of James Murphy. His brother Jared coming home in 2nd. Thomas Levister, a great finish tonight here in 3rd. Trevor Doyle's going to get credited with 4th as he came across the line backwards. 5th's going to go to Chris Cox. 6th, Ryan Howard. 7th's going to go to Alan Smith. 8th to Dana Burdick. 9th to Jackson Johnstone. 10th is going to be Dusty Roberts. 11th is going to be Matt Tejon. 12th, Matt Smith. 13th, AJ Hunsinger. 14th, Jesse Barnett. 15th, Matt Pridgeon. 16th is going to go to Lee Penny. 17th is going to go to Colton Gum. 18th is going to go to Glenn Townsend. And credited with 19th is going to be Chase Dunow and Braden Avila, 20th. Let's go ahead and get a word here with our top three, starting off with Thomas Levister. Thomas Levister, this is Tim and Tyler up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, walk us through the end of that race. I mean, we were keeping an eye on the Murphy brothers up front, but also looking back at that battle for third, that was a fierce fight for third on the racetrack.
Yeah, it was a fierce fight. I don't know if I got into Trevor at the end there when he slid, but it was a big battle. So I somehow got a good jump, I think, on the last restart to get up there.
Awesome. It looked like you were running pretty good all night, up in the top five or at least around that. Where did you find the most success tonight? Up high or down low on the racetrack?
Surprisingly, it was down low. I was able to find that at the very end, and it just started working.
I know I was running the practice race last night with these fellas, and I found running the bottom was really fun myself, and I was curious to, as we got into tonight, to see what drivers chose to run where.
Well, at the end for me. I also had tires left, I believe, so that helped.
Tires do help for sure. Tim, you had any questions for Thomas?
I'm speechless.
I don't know what place I started in, but I'll take third. That was good.
I can give you that information. You started 9th in the feature.
Okay.
I believe you are the highest mover.
All right. Well, Thomas, anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Shoot. Thank y'all for broadcasting it, putting it on, and League of Outlaws for helping us out with this too, and getting them the setup, and short track racing also.
All righty, buddy. We'll let you go celebrate that third place finish. Thanks for talking with us.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
That was your third place finisher, Thomas Levister here. Now, kind of like a repeat, we're going to get to talk to, I believe, next is going to be Jared. Let's see.
Hey, Jared, it's Tyler and Tim in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All righty.
And what
Go
a
ahead.
race. What a race. You went to the inside as a last-ditch effort. Now, do you think you could have made anything happen, or were you just hoping that it stayed green instead of having that late race yellow?
Yeah, I definitely felt a little quicker on top, but I wasn't going to wreck him to win. It was hard passing on the track like this, but I had fun.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about, having fun. It seems like each and every week we for sure got to keep an eye on both you and your brother. You always seem to find yourselves, at least towards the end of the race, battling for the race win. So how's it feel 1 and 2 again with your brother?
Oh, it feels good. We always get the crappy end of the stick in the heat race, having to start in the back. So by the time the main event comes around, we have to pass every car on the track. But that's part of the fun.
Absolutely. Nothing ever is wrong with passing a bunch of cars on your way to the front. That's for sure. Anybody you'd like to thank here tonight?
I'd like to thank y'all for broadcasting it, the STRR for hosting it, and talking dirt.
All righty, Jared. We'll let you celebrate that second place finish. Thanks for getting a word in with us.
Thank you.
That was your second place finisher, Jared Murphy. All right, moving on to our race winner, James Murphy tonight. Get a word with him.
Hey, James, it's Tyler and Tim in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's 2 weeks in a row. You certainly got these cars sliding around, if you want to say that. You made a block to the inside to stop your brother. What was going through your head in the closing laps?
No, it wasn't more of a block. I didn't want to hit the wall and give up the lead right there.
Just playing it safe?
Yeah, I was just playing it safe.
Yeah, I can't blame you there at all. I mean, we was talking to Jared just a second ago, telling him it is always a show watching both you and him work your way through the field, depending on where you're starting, because it seems like each and every week you guys are finding yourself running up front here.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks in a row I drew dead last in the heat races, but I was looking forward to having at least a B main so I can go a little bit more forward, but we got it done from 12, so I'm happy with that.
No doubt, man. Anybody you'd like to thank here tonight?
I like to thank y'all for broadcasting it and the STR for putting it on with the League of Outlaws and Talking Dirt.
Awesome, buddy. We'll go celebrate that win.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all.
You're welcome. That was our race winner here tonight. James Murphy, now 2 weeks in a row here in STRR. Definitely coming on strong in the early part of this season. That would make, what, if we got 4 races down and 4 to go here in STRR. And I'd say both the Murphy brothers are ones to watch going forward here in this championship. Any final thoughts from you tonight, Tim?
Just these guys go out here every week and seem to just improve. You know, putting an even better show each week. And I can't thank them enough for it.
Yeah, each and every week for sure has been a steady improvement here from the fellas at STRR. I know I've enjoyed it. I know you've enjoyed the broadcasts up to this point, and I believe we have the Chili Bowl up next for these guys next Tuesday night. What do you expect there?
Well, I can tell you this. I think the Murphy brothers are going to be up there yet again. Who's going to stop them? Who can step up and stop them?
That's the real question going forward. Who's going to come forward and challenge the Murphy brothers here in STRR? We'll leave you with that question here tonight until next week with STRR. For Tim and Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley, and we want to thank you for watching the broadcast here tonight on Buckeye Racing Network.